What's going on, everybody? Just waiting on Dphence to log in here. Just waiting on Dphence to log in. What's going on, Rob, Jared, Sharonda, Chris? What's going on? Mike? Just waiting on Dphence. What's going on, bro? Dphence, we just waiting on you, man. Corey, what's going on, man? Dphence, drop a comment so I can add you. Just be patient, y'all. Let's see. There we go.
What's good, bro?
What's going on with you, man? How you feeling, man?
Everything good? Everything good. What's up, everybody who joined? Seeing Mike, Kiki. What's the scene up in here? Sharonda,
Corey up in here.
Corey,
Chris,
Samara.
Jared, Robert. Got a few people. The series, Sports Heads, the dialogue, where we just regular old fans giving our opinion on sports itself. We don't claim to know everything, but we do have an opinion. And just want to introduce myself, the guru Maurice Parker, and the chef himself, Dphence Peterson. We're gonna go ahead and get started. So the NBA playoff games are in the books, man. We got more in the books. Yesterday,
Oh yeah.
Utah handled Denver, man, in a lopsided series, and what's turning out to be a lopsided series, man. And they up 3-1 now, man. So after that first game that Denver won, man, did the real Jazz team stand up, or did the real Nuggets show up, man? What do you think happened with that, man?
I tell you what, man. When we first talked about this series last week, when we talked about it, I was saying that at some point in the fourth quarter, somebody is gonna have to make a play other than Donovan Mitchell, and his teammates have stepped up big time. One thing I see that's going on with the Nuggets for the first time throughout this bubble is that they're really missing Gary Harris and who else is out with
And
him?
Will
Harris
Barton.
and Will Barton. They're really
Yeah.
missing them two right now.
Oh,
They can help right now. It seems like the moment is a little bit too big for Michael Porter Jr. right now. You seeing them tighten up when it comes to clutch time and things like that. But the battle that we seeing between Murray and Donovan Mitchell, it's beautiful. It's beautiful to watch. Them two is going at it.
Right.
But as of right now, I don't believe Denver can handle them, and I got Denver winning this series.
Oh yeah.
Just the way that they playing, like his team's coming up. O'Neal, he's playing defense.
Hmm.
Just everybody coming to play. Ingles, they got Ingles been a problem for Denver. Um, Gobert, the defensive job that he's doing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Joke's still getting off, but he's still when it comes to clutch time, he closing up, he clogging up the paint, he making the problems down there. He's rebounding, he getting the outlet passes. It's gonna be tough for Denver to get back into the series, man.
Oh yeah. Man, listen, man. I kind of echo everything you just said, man. One thing I can say, man, you gotta to appreciate. You got to be a college basketball fan to appreciate what's going on with Murray and Mitchell right now, man. Louisville, Kentucky, going at it. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? You gotta
yeah,
gotta appreciate that. But I had Denver winning the series too, man. I definitely had Denver winning the series, and definitely think that they missing Will Barton right now, man. Uh,
definitely.
and also, man, they not using they bench as much as they should. You say Porter Jr. is not ready for the moment. I definitely can agree with that. But they not using a bench. You know, I think their bench can really
Yeah,
help them out. Um, for Utah, man, Utah just. I mean, I think the addition with Mike Conley coming back, that definitely gave them a big boost. Definitely gave them a big boost for Mike Conley coming back,
definitely,
man. They needed
definitely.
that veteran leadership that he got, and he can play ball too, man. He can facilitate. He's a leader, you know. So I think the real Jazz team that stood up, man.
Yeah,
The Jazz
yeah.
team that stood
We
up.
talked about it. We thought Bogdanovich was going to be a big loss. You know,
Mhm.
the perimeter shooting that he had brought with them. But they hadn't stepped up. Utah Jazz, they one of my surprises so far in this playoffs. Denver better. Denver, hey, they got to win the next game. They
Yeah,
better bring it.
definitely, definitely.
So we're gonna go to the East from that, man. We got the Sixers. I mean, we got the Celtics, and they crushed the 76ers in a
Mm-hmm.
4-0 sweep. Um, it's about to be some big changes up in Philly.
Mm-hmm.
Today we just found out, probably like an hour ago, Brett Brown was fired from his
Yeah,
position. Um, there's rumors coming in about multiple coaches to bring it. Ty Lue come to light as a leader. Uh, what's next for Philly, man, with Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid? And tell me a little bit about the Celtics in their next matchup with the Raptors.
man. So I definitely agree with the firing of Brett Brown, man. I think we didn't spoke about that in the past, man. You
Yeah,
know, he just doesn't. I don't believe that he's a good enough coach to coach star players like Simmons and Embiid. So um, as much as everybody's saying that they need to break Simmons and Embiid up, I think we need to get a decent coach, a player coach. Somebody that's a player's coach like your Mark Jackson, your Ty Lue's, and see what they can do first. See if they can galvanize the team, see if they can galvanize these guys and get them to play together and identify their identity, if you will, within the offense. Uh, get Embiid to stop taking them 3 pointers. Uh, get some guys into position, man, and not only that, get more shooters around in Philly. Because when they had Ilyasova, back when they had Redick, man, they was a threat. You know what I mean? They was a force to be reckoned with. Once they let them shooters
yeah,
go,
yeah.
that was it. They kind of just went on the decline. So definitely we got to get a player coach in Philly. As far as Boston go,
That's your
I,
pick. That's your
I
Eastern
like
Conference
that's
pick.
my Eastern Conference pick, man. I like what I saw out of Kemba Walker yesterday, man, facilitating that offense in the first half. And Mike, I definitely agree that Ben Simmons, I mean not Ben Simmons, but Embiid need to get in better shape, man. I definitely agree with that. Uh, but right now, as far as Ben Simmons, I don't agree with Trey getting rid of him just yet until we get that player coach, somebody that knows how to play basketball versus somebody that came up through the ranks, from the film room. But I like Boston. I like Boston in this series against the Raptors, man. Like I said, I like the way Kemba played yesterday. I like the way he facilitated that offense in that first half, and then the second half, Jason Tatum started doing this thing. So I like that, man. What you think, man?
Uh, just starting off with the 76ers, man, it's a lot of trouble, man. I see a lot of change coming up. let's just start with Brett Brown. What you touched on, your comments about Brett Brown, like it's right. Like as we seen, uh, he's just not the coach. The coach's team right now. That's the way it's assembled.
Right.
I don't know what's gonna happen in the offseason, but I see one of the two stars leaving, especially with his draft is going. I can even see something like Ben Simmons ended up in Golden State. All possibilities are out there. I mean, seriously,
Yeah.
you think about it. Golden State got the number 2 pick in the draft. They're gonna be looking to shop him. Philly is gonna be looking to get shooters in this offseason. They got to. If you heard Ben Simmons in his exit meeting interview after game 4 when they got swept. I mean, he was basically just saying, like, we had the players that were here. We was good. We was all came in together. We got drafted together. We grew together. We knew how to play together. And you saying that. Embiid does need to get in better shape, but I seen Embiid play his heart out.
Yeah.
In game 4 and game 3, I seen Embiid go to the block. I seen Embiid work on the elbow. He was aggressive. He didn't set up for the jump shot. He played his heart out. He was dog tired and when it came down to clutch time, things like that. He had very little help.
He just
no outside shooting.
That's right.
Tobias Harris, like it's just those players didn't compliment him. Ben Simmons would have been so much helpful in that game. I believe they get 2 games with Ben Simmons there.
Yeah.
So speaking about the Celtics, though, what I seen with the Celtics was a lot of ball movement, great perimeter defense. Jason Tatum is a beast. We've seen Marcus Smart be Marcus Smart. Just what Marcus Smart do for the Boston Celtics, I just want to point this out. Like, you can't put that in the stat book. You can't put that in the stat line. What he does, the way he's up in defenders, the way he played the passing lane, tip ball, just irritating. The way he's playing, Kemba Walker, he looked like he's moving good. Boston's going to be a real problem. We're going to get into Toronto or Boston later. You know we're going to get into that.
Oh, yeah, for sure. So I totally agree with you, man. I can't argue with that, man. So moving on, man. Speaking of these Raptors and these Celtics, man, the Raptors put a beating on Brooklyn and win the series 4-0. Are the Raptors are they a force to be reckoned with, or was this just a depleted Brooklyn team? And what's next for Brooklyn, man?
I'm gonna keep saying what I've been screaming the whole time. The champs, man. They're the champs until somebody beat them. Like we spoke in this last week. I told you, Toronto Raptors playing for rest right now. They need to deplete the Brooklyn team, who was still scrappy, that still fought hard, but they just got beat by a better team, man. We knew the sweep was coming. I know I had them going in the sweep. Speaking about Brooklyn, man, for their future, what they got next year coming in, you got Kyrie coming back. You should have Kyrie coming back healthy. You should have KD coming back healthy. You got some decisions to make with Karis LeVert, Spencer Dinwiddie. I expect one of those guys to be back with that in the fold. They're pretty sure they're gonna bring in veterans to like fit the role, and Brooklyn's gonna be a problem next year. I expect they bandwagon to be just like the Lakers and the Clippers this year.
Yeah. Yeah, man. So
Definitely.
so yeah, man. I think that the Raptors are definitely a force to be reckoned with, man. I mean,
Sharonda, Sharonda, she said something about the Cavs, man, and Ben Simmons.
Yeah, I said no too, man. Mike asked, what's the Ben Simmons with the Cavs? Y'all like Ben Simmons with the Cavs? I said no, and then Sharonda said, "Tell Mike no for Simmons." Man, honestly, with that, as far as addressing that, man, I'd rather the Cavs go out to Brandon Ingram, man. I'd rather have Brandon Ingram over Ben Simmons any day.
But I wouldn't mind having Ben Simmons either. If you put the right players around him. Like I said, I like him and Garland together. Him and Garland are friends. They play together coming up. The both of them played in the SEC. They know each other. They hang out with each other in the offseason. I just think it would be a good fit. But that's for a whole nother conversation.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, man, the Raptors are a force to be reckoned with, man. Fred VanVleet, man. You know, I mentioned him, speak highly of him and his story.
He about to get paid.
He definitely about to get paid, man. Just on his play alone. He's probably been the most consistent Raptor during this whole thing, man. You know, I know you real high on Pascal Siakam, but Fred VanVleet has really showed up, man, for them during this series. Brooklyn, the Nets, man. What are you gonna do with Karis LeVert and Spencer Dinwiddie, man? You got two guys that's been playing hard-nosed basketball, leading this team. You know, led them to the playoffs. You know what I mean?
You gotta pay. I don't mean to cut you off, but you got
No.
to pay Joe Harris too. I'm
Oh, for
sorry.
sure,
You
for
got to pay
sure.
Joe Harris too.
You got to take care of Joe Harris. You definitely got to take care of Joe Harris too, man. And I think they can get him at a discount. To be honest with you, I think they can get him at a discount
Yeah.
unless he gonna go somewhere else. Somebody that need a shooter, on the West Coast. But when KD and Kyrie coming back, that's gonna be it's gonna be hard to please Dinwiddie and Caris LeVert at the same time. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? You gonna have to have one of them. You gonna start one, bench one, or get rid of one. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So
And that's what's gonna happen.
you gonna have
Start
to
one,
pick your
bench one, and
poison.
get rid of one. That's
Yeah,
exactly what's coming.
or get rid of
Yeah.
one. You know what I mean?
Right.
You got Levert who probably can come off the bench before. So both of them guys can get buckets, man. But then you got Kyrie and KD who also need the ball in their hand, and that's what's gonna be interesting with Brooklyn is how can Kyrie and KD coexist? And as they gonna
Yeah.
need that third scorer to kind of balance them out, with them handling the ball. So that's my take on that, man.
Definitely. We're gonna take it back out west, man. We're gonna go to when we not talking about Dame time, we
Hold
talking
on.
about Luka time.
Right, hold on.
The,
Mike said I don't know team's gonna go after Harris. Milwaukee need him. I agree with that. I agree with that, man.
that
But
would be a great.
Milwaukee got some good shooters, man. They got Connaughton, they got Dvincenzo, man. They got some good shooters out there, man.
If I was Houston, I would be trying to get Harris.
Oh, for sure, for sure. And I'll be trying to take Reddick away from New Orleans too, man.
Yeah,
For
I'll be trying
sure,
to get both of them.
for sure.
Uh, Going back, bring it back up, man. We're going out west. We're not talking about Dame time. We're talking about Luka time. The Mavs beat the Clippers to even up the series 2-2. Some say the series should be 3-1. Should the
Hmm.
Clippers be worried right now?
For sure, for sure. They should be worried. Like I say, man, that first game, man, that them ejecting Porzingis, man, where the Mavs were dominating the game. They should definitely be up 3-1. Um, the Clippers made adjustments. Game two, game three, even game four, they were up, by 20, but the Mavs came back. The Mavs made their adjustments and they came back and Luka hit a big shot. I thought it was a bad shot. I thought it was a bad shot. I thought he should have tried to penetrate, but it went in. You know what I mean? Good, great outcome. But the
It's only a
Clippers,
bad shot if you miss
yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that. I agree with
it.
that. All right, but the Clippers definitely should be worried, man. I think that the Mavs could beat them, definitely. Like I said with Portland and LA is kind of that series, that type of series. It's just a game of matchups, and
Mhm.
The Mavs match up better against the Clippers than they do. They might match up against the Lakers. So, just off of size alone. So. I think the Clippers might end Miles might end this in six, man.
Six,
Yeah,
six.
yeah. I think
That was
and like Sharonda saying, Paul George need to show up. I definitely think that Paul George is due for a big game, but is his big game going to affect the play of Lou Williams? You know what I mean? Like Lou Williams scored what 36 yesterday.
yeah,
He scored something
yeah,
crazy yesterday. So that's just gonna cancel. They just gonna cancel one another out. You know what I mean? So when he's due for that big game, whose game gonna suffer? Whether it's gonna be
right.
Leonard's, it's gonna be Lou Wills, it's gonna be Morris. Man, he's really stepped up, man. As a matter of fact, it was a play where Morris scored. I thought it was Paul George, and I was like, Paul George finally stepped up, and I looked and I'm like, man, that's Morris, man. You know, so
Yeah,
so
he.
what you think, man?
The Clippers are in a lot of trouble right now.
You so dumb.
Like for one thing, the way Luka Doncic is playing, Trey
Hmm.
Burke, who you didn't mention, Trey Burke is eating. It don't matter
Definitely the X
whoever it is. Can't
factor.
nobody stand in front of him definitely X factor. Can't nobody stand in front of him in the perimeter. He playing big time basketball right now. Looking like he was back at Michigan when he was the National Player of the
Yep.
Year. We talk about Luka. We talk about the support cast. Steph Curry coming off the
So,
bench.
yep.
I mean, the past 2 games, I think he gave 18 the other night. The night before that, I think he had 18 too.
Yeah.
He hitting some big shots.
A
These
quiet
players
eight. A
stepping up.
quiet. He quiet too.
Quiet 18.
Yeah.
Kristaps Porzingis. I don't think people was talking about the defensive effort that he's giving. He giving on the defensive board and just being a body on the inside. He giving them fits in the paint. The Clippers better wake up. They need Pat Beverly back out there. Just not so much for Pat Beverly to play, but his leadership. His leadership, that energy. They need that. The Clippers need that bad. Like you said about Paul George. Paul George is going to have a big game at some point in this series, and I'm betting on it's going to be this next game. But how it's going to coincide with the rest of his teammates. Even you seen Montrezl Harrell the other day. He apologized and big ups to Montrezl Harrell for apologizing to Luka.
For sure.
During these times, what's going on, we just don't need that in the game right now.
Right.
We trying to having that respect going up and apologizing. And some other type, and another time, and in the playoffs, something like that, this probably would have carried out, saying we playing and the pandemic wasn't going on, and they playing in front of fans and you in your hometown. This probably not would have happened, especially on camera like that.
Absolutely.
So it's big ups. That's the respect that they got from Luka. They know they in trouble, man. They know they got a battle on them. They know Dallas about to fight. Coming back from 21, it's mental now. It's all mental in your head.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Just piggyback on that real fast, man. Definitely want to salute Montrezl Harrell, man, because he didn't have to do that. He actually went up to him man to man and said, "Hey, man, I apologize. I was wrong. It was in the heat of the moment. Let's get past it. That's not who I am." So that shows a lot of characters. Pete think that the Clippers still gonna win the series, man. That's what he's saying.
I got the Clippers still winning the series.
He also said, "Yeah, Clippers in 6. All right, okay, okay." So some games started today at 1:30, man. The Magic versus the Bucks. The Bucks went up 3-1. No one expected the Magic to win the game, man. Did the Bucks need? What do you think about that, man? What do you think about this series?
Yeah, definitely. They needed that wake-up call. As you see in the last 3 games, Orlando has no business. They had no business winning game 1. With the Milwaukee Bucks, they're still not playing. They better be ready for Miami next series. I tell you that, man. As we about to get to talk to some, I'm gonna touch on the Heat, but the Milwaukee Bucks better be ready for Miami Heat because that's gonna be a hell of a series. But it really ain't too much to really talk about on it, man. The Magic, Isaac getting hurt, just the young players. It's good to see Markelle Fultz having a good playoff. It's looking like he's finally coming into a player. I mean, man, he played really good the past couple of games.
Man, I think we watched
George
two different
Hill has been a defensive
Markelle.
monster, though.
Yeah. I was just
Yeah. George Hill has been just a defensive stalwart. But it's good to see these players getting this run out there. Orlando gonna have some decisions to make this year too. With Eric Gordon, I think Vucevic is locked up for a couple of years, but I know they got Gordon. See what they're gonna have to do with him.
Yeah.
He hasn't shown nothing in the playoffs, so it's as expected, man. They should have had it in 4, but they're gonna have to play another game.
That's right.
Miami is probably gonna be waiting on them as I'm looking at the game right now.
Right. So yeah, man. No, nobody expected Orlando. I thought this was gonna be a clean sweep. To be honest with you, definitely pick Milwaukee to win this. But the Bucks needed that to wake them up, because they came in lax. Like what's the name just said. Like Mike just said, Middleton's playing like a bum. Mr. I haven't touched the basketball in 3 months. It's definitely showing. Orlando definitely gonna have to make some decisions after this, though, man, because you got Aaron Gordon who ain't play. He got hurt. I think towards the end of the before the playoffs even started. So Markelle Fultz, man, I think he might have to retire, man. To be honest with you, just watching him the last couple of games, man, he's running away from shots. I mean he's taking shots, but he still ain't got his confidence there, man. And I don't know what it's gonna take to build his confidence and get him to playing like that number 1 draft pick that we saw in college. That Philly drafted. I don't know what it's gonna take to get him back to that point, but he need intervention.
He got to get somebody to play with. He got to get a running mate, man. I don't. You know what? I'm gonna let you finish your take, but I don't see so much as like he was just playing bad. it's a young team, man. Even though they do have some playoff experience, like it's not a lot of players that been in that to take that big shot, to take that
Mm-hmm.
lead. Vucevic is the man down there. The offense
Mm-hmm.
goes through him like he's the franchise player right now.
Right.
What I think Markelle Fultz he need more run, and he just need to get a running mate,
Yeah.
somebody in that backcourt with him.
They should definitely have Augustine, DJ Augustine starting over him, man. That's just what I see. Augustine coming there, and he run the offense. He play like a true point. You know, like I said, and what they do on Foles, it could just be to build his confidence. Getting him out there to start. Because sometimes that helps. Once you get that start versus coming off the bench, but he definitely needs some intervention from what I seen watching them games,
But
man.
he had a real good. You see how good he played in game one,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
it's not just Markelle Fultz. His team played
his
like
team.
that.
Yeah, yeah,
His
absolutely,
so.
absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, man.
So we're gonna keep on pushing, man. We're gonna go. We're gonna stay in the East. We got the Heat and the Pacers. The Heat is up 3-0. Has everyone underestimated Miami? And what have you seen out of this playoff series so far? Is it a lack of Indiana just not having that, or is Miami just that much better than the Pacers?
Man, I think everyone is at least me. I've underestimated Miami, man, because when Jimmy signed there, you can go back to serious NBA heads, man. When I said that Jimmy don't want to win, but I'm eating my words right now, because I definitely
Right,
said Jimmy don't want to win, but Miami is playing basketball, man. They playing team basketball, like literally they playing good basketball. They the team to beat right now, and they definitely could upset. They definitely could upset Milwaukee if they playing on all cylinders. If they shooting like they doing now against Indiana, you know, it might be lights out. Might be a second round close for Milwaukee, man. You know, definitely, definitely. But the Heat, they playing. They play literally playing team basketball. Jimmy Butler, Hero, Duncan Robinson, Gordon. Even what's the name, Jay Crowder hitting shots. And they doing all this without Kendrick Nunn. All of this without Kendrick Nunn. Bam Adebayo, he's not even really. He's playing, but he's not even being mentioned because Duncan Robinson is curling around screens like he Reggie Miller, Kyle Korver. You know what I mean? Just draining.
right,
So uh, Miami definitely underestimated. At least I did.
right. Any thoughts on Indiana?
Man, Indiana, they just need a complete rebuild, man. I don't know what's going on with them, man. I thought T.J. Warren had stepped up, man. Thought Oladipo was gonna show up, but
Mm-hmm.
they just kind of they just met the better team. Honestly, they just went up
Yeah.
against a better team.
Yeah, I bet me and Howard, we had a bet on
Mm.
the series, $20 bet on the series, and this over with for me. Um, it's over with for me. Like Pacers was a straight fool goal. We see T.J.
Right.
Warren play his butt off in the season game. He's
Yep.
averaging over 30 a game. Brody looked good. Um, we really
Right.
didn't know about Oladipo because of Warren's performance over there. We kind of ain't look at it. But
Right.
once he got to the series with Miami, it just looked like it's a couple of things that stand out to me. With the Indiana Pacers one, Victor Oladipo doesn't look like he got that step. He looks slow.
Right.
Um, his handle was not back yet. His
Right.
timing is off. He do not look like the player that we have become accustomed to seeing him play. Um,
Hmm.
Another thing about Indiana is that they're really missing Sabonis. Uh,
Yeah, for sure.
I knew Sabonis Sabonis is like he mean that much to that team. I'm disappointed in Miles Turner. Um, I
Yeah.
don't, I understand that today's game, the big men, they want to play on the perimeter, they want to shoot jumpers, they want to shoot threes. But get your butt on the box, man. Help your team out.
Yeah.
I'm very disappointed in him. Fools go. Shout out to Miami. Shout out to Eric Spoelstra.
Yeah.
Just the way he's out coaching Nate McMillan right now. And when the series started, I told you it was gonna be some good. We was gonna see some good coaching out of Eric Spoelstra in the series.
Yeah. You did.
Chris
You
Webber,
did.
Chris Webber brought it up in the past two games that we watched. Man, if you watch the flare screens that they come off, they're
Hmm.
running the off ball, they're running the off play from the backside. I mean, Hero. Duncan Robinson. I mean, they're getting clean looks. I mean, me
Mm-hmm.
and you can go out there and light it up the way the looks they get right now. I mean, seriously, they're getting great looks.
Right.
He penetrating anytime he wants to. He getting whatever shot he want. And when we talk about Bam, what he's doing right now, he really don't have to be a force right now. What he's doing
Exactly.
just defensively, having the body there, rebounding. And when he is shooting the ball, he's shooting it at a high rate and he's scoring.
Exactly. I
So
agree. Absolutely.
Miami is playing some of the best basketball in the
Absolutely.
playoffs right now.
Absolutely. So Pete said where did TJ Warren go and Hero making everything from three. Mike said
Everything.
that, yeah, man. Mike said, what he liked that Miami stress conditioning and get rid of players out of shape. He's saying that our Cavs need to have that mentality.
I
Absolutely.
definitely agree with that.
Absolutely.
Definitely agree with that.
Yes, sir. So moving on back out west, man, we saw it was a good game today, man, between the Thunder and the Rockets. OKC tied the series up 2-2. Right? Everybody they went down 2-0. Everybody thought it was gonna be a sweep. Everybody brought out them brooms because of the way that Houston was playing them. But last two games, CP3 stepped up. Shea Gillis Alexander stepped up. Dennis Schroeder been playing ball. The defense that's been playing on Harden, man, from the young boy. What's his name? Dort.
Dort,
Dort.
Dort, Lou Dort,
The way Dort been playing
Lou,
defense on
Lou Dort.
Harden, man. Yeah, man. He's really giving Harden fits, man. So the question is, man, can Houston win this series without Russ?
So before I even get into my comment, I got Oklahoma City Thunder winning the series in seven.
Okay.
Um, Now with Houston, when we talked about this series before the games even started, I know me and you both pointed out that uh, it's going to take a game or two for Oklahoma City to adjust the
Mm-hmm.
volume of the shooting that Houston does. Houston shoot about 53 pointers a day. So
Yeah.
now they done had the adjustments. Now you seeing another thing where you seeing the young team, they playing hard, they're athletic, they can get into the passing lanes, and they're making shots, and they're confident doing it now. On
Right.
top of that, Billy Donovan. Billy
Yep.
Donovan made the adjustments from game one to game two. It's like, okay, so if they're gonna shoot this, we're gonna have to shoot enough to make threes. We're gonna have to shoot it confidently. That's the only way you're gonna have to get with them. If
Mm-hmm.
if if we can get if we at this point, if we at 115, 120 points, we can win a basketball game. But
Mm-hmm.
going by off of what we done did this season, we like 30 and something when we get over 115 to 120 points. So if we get to that point and play defense, we got a good chance of winning the game. And shout
Mm-hmm.
out to Billy Donovan for making the adjustments. You talk about the Ricky Dort, who's also from. He didn't put his body on hard. I wouldn't say that he's giving Harden fits right now
Yeah.
because Harden's still getting off. But he's giving a body now. It's a little bit. It's a little
Yeah.
bit more when you try to drive and you come into that brick wall and it take a little bit of that air out of you. So it's a little bit different than
Exactly.
that. That's what he's bringing to the
Exactly.
Eccleston. Um,
Uh,
hey, like I said, this is gonna be a dog fight to the end. I think Houston gonna come out. They really need Westbrook. I don't know what's going on with Westbrook right now. It's like, is he, even if Houston can make it passes, is Westbrook going to be available for round two and beyond? So we got to see what's going on there. And I want to. Jeff Green is playing lights out basketball, man.
Man, where did this,
Jeff
this
Green.
dude? This dude done resurrected his career, man. I mean, he's playing like he was playing back in Memphis, man. I know. One of the commentators
Yeah,
mentioned that he was playing like he did with Boston when he was with Boston against LeBron. Back in
yeah,
that 2013 series. But nah, man, this is Jeff Green that was back in Memphis, man. When it was
right. He
him,
bought.
Rudy Gay, and all them guys, man. He's balling out, man. I mean, he's straight confidence. But I didn't
Yeah,
mean to cut you off. I just had to get that.
no, it's good. It's good. I was at the end of my tape.
Yeah,
Checking
definitely,
on the group. He with Houston. Mike is with Houston. Jeff Green has been balling, man. He do deserve his props. That's why I wanted to give him a shout out, man.
definitely.
The way he shoot the basketball, he been a savvy vet for a long time, man. Shout out to
Hmm.
him.
Yeah,
It's gonna be a good. It's gonna be these next three games is gonna be big.
yeah, definitely. Honestly, man, I think whoever take this game five is definitely gonna win the series. I think I
That's
think
the
uh, I
that's that
think
pivot.
think this the pivotal game five, man.
Historically, yeah,
Whoever win this gonna take the series, whether it goes six or whether it goes seven. Um, definitely can Houston win without Russ? Me personally, I think they're a better team without Russ. To be honest with you, I think they play better team basketball. They move the ball more. They make better passes. Russ is gonna give you what he gonna give you. With Russ, you're gonna get somebody that's gonna uh, rebound the ball. You know, he's just gonna be Russ, man. But as far as them moving the ball, making good passes, finding Tucker in the corner, Eric
They ball
Gordon,
movement
man.
been they ball movement been
Yeah,
beautiful.
this is the best I ever seen they ball movement, man. And I
Yeah.
only see that when Russ is not playing. And one thing I like, man, I think I don't know if you noticed, man, but PJ Tucker, he been talking to Harden too, man. Like, yo, man, pass the ball. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right,
That's
right.
what PJ
Yeah.
Tucker been doing, man, and I think that's needed because that makes them a better team. Um, and I
PJ
agree.
Tucker better hit his corner shots.
Right, right, and I agree with you, Mike. I agree with Mike, man. Houston needs to take some 2-pointers. They need to step inside that line, man. This is not 2K, man. They spamming threes. That's what it seemed like, man.
Is
They
he?
they just
Yeah.
they just spamming threes, But I think they can win without Russ. I think they're a better team without Russ. I just don't think that if they lose this game 5, then it's a done deal for
You still got
them.
Oklahoma?
I still got OKC, man. I still got OKC. Yep.
Uh, So we're gonna go to the Blazers and Lakers series, which has been one of the more entertaining series in the playoffs. Lakers up 2-1 right now. Game 4 is tonight. Last 2 games, Brown and AD stepped up offensively. Are the Blazers the real deal? Do you think they get another win in the series?
Man, I do believe the Blazers are the real deal. Um, that game 2 where AD stepped up, man. He was just playing like a man possessed. They had no answer for him. He responded to the critics. Shaq was giving him a hard time. Everybody was giving him a hard time, and he came back in game 2, and he answered. He showed up. Even the second half of game 3, like LeBron dominated the first half of game 1. I mean game 2, game 3, and then AD came and he kind of lightweight dominated the second half of game 3. So I do believe the Blazers are the real deal. I still think the Blazers gonna win in 7. Um, I think the Blazers need to activate Melo. In game
Yeah.
three, man, we saw Melo. We saw some favorable matchups with Melo against LeBron. Then KCP was guarding him a couple times, and Melo was eating. I think he scored like 13 straight. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
then the Blazers, and they went away from it. You know what I mean? I think that they should have stayed with that.
He got in foul trouble.
Yeah, I think
He
that
got in foul trouble.
they should have stayed with it though. On the offensive end, feed them the ball. Feed them. Go with what's working. Definitely you could definitely tell that Dame Lillard wasn't the same player that he was in game 1. After dislocating that finger, game 3, he was kind of hesitant on his shooting on those 3-point shots. Um, I wouldn't even say that the Lakers defense. It was the Lakers defense or them closing out. I think he was just more hesitant on those shots. You know, and one thing I'm gonna end with this, man. One thing I don't like that the Blazers do is that they with what Dame and CJ McCollum turns they bring let CJ bring the ball up,
Hmm.
and he'll just go to the corner somewhere. You know what I mean? And let CJ do his thing. I don't like that, man. I don't like that
They
at
be
all.
alternating.
Yeah, I don't like that at all, man. So you gotta incorporate Melo, man. Let Melo be Melo. That's what you brought him there for. Let Melo
Right.
be Melo. I no disrespect to CJ. CJ can get buckets, when he pick a spot. But Melo, man, he gonna play with his back to the basket. And you gotta and one thing I say, man, the refs are disrespecting Melo so bad in this series, man. He get no respect. Like he's not a superstar. You know what I mean? Like they
Yeah.
forget who he was or who he
Yeah.
is. He gets no respect. He gets no cause, and it's a travesty, man. So that's my take on that, man.
I agree with the Miller part. You got some good points you touched on in there. This Blazers and Lakers series, I'm gonna start with the Blazers side. Nurkic played 45 minutes the other night in the game. He was exhausted. He was dog tired.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Portland got to figure out what they're gonna do defensively.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Are we gonna sell out on AD and just let LeBron gonna have to be the MVP for y'all to beat us? That's the mentality that they should have. We
Yeah.
gotta, they really ain't got nothing to do with AD, but they're gonna have to hedge him. They're gonna have to put a wall in front of him. They're gonna have to do something with AD. They're gonna have to slow him down because
Mm-hmm.
once AD get going, you're not stopping that offense. Like once AD get going and he started stepping out to the elbow and he started
Mm-hmm.
stepping out there about a 3-pointer and he hitting step backs and he hitting side steps,
Right.
it's over. There's
Right.
nothing you can do with it. So the Blazers they're gonna have to figure out, are we selling out on AD? Okay, we're gonna let LeBron just gonna have to do it. Like that's what I think they should be doing right now.
Mm-hmm.
And let's get back to the you brought up a great point with CJ McCollum and Dame, how they offset when they go in the offense. It's kind of like I'm out to play. I'm a decoy. I'm gonna stand over in the corner while you do your thing, and they switch it back and forth. You got to
Right.
get some more ball movement. You got to get these guys moving from side to side. So when
Right.
you look, they got seven. Lakers go across three 7-footers, just
Right.
right there in the paint of the wall. At any time, you can have McGee in the game, you can have Howard in the game, you can have
Yeah.
Davis in the game, you got LeBron in the game. So, and they're long enough they can play the passing lane. So you got to get the ball moving. You got to get
Right.
that Lakers defense out of position. You got to beat them back up and down the court. Stop playing a half court game with them. You know, I understand. Like that's how you can get Carmelo into the game
Mm-hmm.
efficiently. If you go back to a half court, but you got to get running more. You got to get out of transition.
Right.
You got to get them bodies up and down the game. Get them tired. LeBron 36, 37, man.
Mm-hmm.
Um, as far as the Lakers, it seemed like they getting better and better every game. They seeing it a little bit better the way LeBron AD is playing together. The 1 and 2 game. Uh, Caruso been the best guard off the bench for the Lakers. I mean, in the series, he had been in. I would like to see Deion Waiters get in. He's played good when he had his moments. I would like to see him get some more uptick. But the Lakers right where they want to be at right now. They're taking it game by game. They kind of still putting together, trying to get back to where they was at before the
Mm-hmm.
pandemic. And that's what I'm seeing right now. I just don't. It would be just a great story if the Blazers was to be able to put an upset, but I just don't see it happening right now
Right.
in the first round.
I
I
got
still
you.
got the
I
Lakers
got
taking
you.
it.
I got you. So Mike said, can AD be the alpha consistently? I'm gonna say no, man. To be honest with you, if I'm Hassan Whiteside, man, or if I'm Nurkic, I'm 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 putting an elbow to that man's back, man. I know he's
You gotta worry about
soft.
defense.
Yeah,
They're
I'm
not
going.
playing their roles.
Man, listen,
They're not playing their roles.
I'm talking about just to get him out the game, man. You know, if he somebody slap his hand, man, you know he gonna
Yeah.
go.
Back
You
yet.
know what I mean? So I'm putting some pressure on him, man, uh, just to see what he made of. You know what I mean? See if he gonna quit. You know that's just me. How I play him. You know, I'm gonna put the pressure on, put the heat on him. I'm gonna slap him hard, knock him to the ground. I'll take that flagrant foul. You know, and the Blazers definitely missing
Right.
Collins, man. They're definitely missing Collins right now.
Yeah.
Somebody,
Definitely Zach Collins.
so definitely, man, definitely. That's what I'm doing, man. Elbow to the chest, elbow to the lower back, man. You know, get him get
Hey
him on the
Pete.
ground.
So Pete just asked, with Rondo being back, he wonder how that's gonna fit in. I see Rondo coming in. He always gonna get him in the right play. Um, I don't think we'll see Rondo in the game during clutch time just because of shooting. Um, but as far as like how he gonna fit in tonight, I think he'll have him in the right play. He'll be a leadership. He'll be a leader out there on the floor. But as far as like the game, as far as how it's played right now, I don't think it's gonna be too much different. I
Mhm.
mean, this is playoffs. They know what both teams know what they're running. It's just a matter of execution now.
That's right. That's right. That's right. So moving on, man. This happened last week, man, but it's still, to me, man, it's still a hot topic, man. Paul Pierce said that the Lakers lose the series, man, that they lose in the first round. LeBron's legacy is tainted as one of the all-time greats. What's your take on these comments, man?
Hey, Paul Pierce, man. Hey, the truth, man. Look, he be saying
The
he be
truth.
saying off the wall. That's what the truth. The
Oh
truth.
man,
Hey, Paul Pierce was the truth on that basketball court. Now, don't be trying to play him like he
man, the
wasn't. Paul Pierce was the truth
farcicity,
on that
man.
on the court. But this media Paul PP, he's something else, man. But you know what? He got a point, and I'm gonna
Oh,
tell you why.
okay.
I
Let's hear
know.
it.
I,
Let's hear
I
it. Let's hear
just
it.
bear with me. I understand,
Let's hear
but
it.
he got a point. A lot. Yeah, Paul Pierce. He a hater. He a hater. He had on Cass. He had on LeBron. Like he done it for a long time. But the man do got a point. Well, I mean, basically what he's saying is, I don't want to hear that GOAT talk no more. If LeBron get
Man,
put out in the first round.
I gotta
So
take my
when I
hat
went
off
to
for
split
this,
up,
bro. I gotta take my hat off
I
for
went
this
up
one,
to
bro.
so this is TVK TBKGoat.com. This is their ranking. And let me tell you from this, I wanted to cover from two perspectives, and I'm going to go through this quick. So I wanted to go through and just see from stats. So the way they go about these stats for these GOAT rankings, they go all the way back from 1952.
Okay.
And they go by the top 25 ranked seasons, ranked rookie seasons, seasons by position, by players, and they all accumulate this into the GOAT progression. What it
Okay.
doesn't include now, it doesn't include, let me make sure. I want to get this all the way right. Just give me 1 second. Okay. And I quote, our rankings here are intended to tell you who produced the most on both ends of the floor relative to their peers. The
Mm-hmm.
longer the higher level production was sustained, the better. But team-based results like deep playoff runs and championships don't have any bearing on this statistic. So this is one stat. This is just statistically what a lot of people talk about when it comes to being the GOAT. We're not talking about the championships. We're not talking
Okay.
about the runs. We're not talking about the MVPs, the defense MVPs, just statistically from
Okay.
1952 up into this previous season. I'm going to give you the top 10 GOAT rankings statistically, period. 1, LeBron James. 2, Michael Jordan. 3, Magic. Who you think 4 and 5 is? Just
Got to be Kareem or Wilt.
Larry Bird, 4, Wilt Chamberlain, number 5.
Mm.
I'm around out the top 10. Number 6 is Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Number 7 is Chris Paul. 8 is Russell Westbrook. 9 is James Harden. 10 is Charles Barkley. This is the GOAT statisticals. This is not including
Mm.
championships, playoff runs, or awards
Just
given.
that. Just
So
the
coming
statistics.
just
Okay, I got you.
statistically, yeah. And they took the top 25 statistics since 1952 up into this previous season. That's what these stats are based off of.
Okay.
So just for that argument, LeBron James statistically is the GOAT basketball player. So now let's start talking about championships. And let's start talking about Michael Jordan 6-0. Let's start talking about Bill Russell's 11 championships. Let's talk about Kareem. Let's talk about did I mention Wilt? So
Mm-hmm.
we talking about all these great players. Let's talk about Bird when we talking about the GOAT. It's
Mm-hmm.
hard for me to go into a GOAT conversation when your record is below 500 in the NBA Finals,
Mm-hmm.
regardless of competition of who was played at what era. When we talking about a GOAT conversation during the area that you appear in, you're supposed to be the GOAT and you're supposed to dominate your era. I'm not talking about putting the teammates in there and who they play with, things like that. I am talking about the GOAT basketball player. Understand that when I come to this. So if LeBron get put out in the first round this year, Paul Pierce has something there, and he got a point when he says he don't want to hear that GOAT talk no more. And that's my take on the GOAT of the NBA.
You see, I had to come out my hat, man,
Yeah,
because
yeah,
of part of Farcicity Pierce, man. You know, everything that he said about LeBron is a bunch of hate, and it's false. It's false.
yeah.
Paul
Okay.
the Farcicity Pierce, right? So LeBron's legacy as one of the all-time greats. Now listen to what he said. He said his legacy is tainted as one of the all-time greats, right? I'm tell you what he's saying here.
I'm not saying that.
No, I'm
I'm
telling
not
you what
saying that. But go ahead. Yeah, yeah.
this
But
is
go ahead.
what
Go ahead.
Paul
Go ahead.
Pierce is saying. He
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
said
yeah.
is tainted as one of the all-time greats. So he's letting you know in his statement that he believes that LeBron is one of the greats. Okay?
Right.
He believes
Yeah.
that. So now he
So he
comes
contradicted.
so now he comes back and makes a contradiction to what he's saying. He's contraindicating, right?
Right.
What
Right.
he's saying to say if they lose, do you put him up there as one of the all-time greats? Personally, right? What LeBron has done just in Cleveland alone, just for the Cavs, winning the championship in Cleveland alone cemented his legacy, right? And I go back to saying that 2016 uh GOAT
And that's your
status
argument. That's your take for the greatest
for
basketball.
one
We,
for one for
this,
one of the
this is my
all-time
hometown
greats.
too. This is my hometown
Mm-hmm.
team too. But we talking about the greatest basketball player
We not. I'm
of
not saying.
all
I'm
time.
not saying. I'm saying as one of the all-time greats because
Okay, it's one.
we can
Okay,
go
yeah, that's
because we can go. Mike, LeBron, Kobe is one of the all-time great players. Magic, Kareem, Wilt, Bill Russell. As one of the all-time greats. LeBron will go down in history as one of the greatest basketball players to ever grace the basketball court. I'm not saying he's the greatest of all time. I'm not saying
right.
I was brought up on. I had to. I was blessed to see the tail end of Magic, all of Michael Jordan, and I'm all of LeBron James, all of Kobe. Mike's still the greatest of all time to me, right? MJ, right? From what I've seen. But LeBron, his legacy is not tainted. If the Lakers lose in the first round, they just got beat by a better team. That has nothing to do with LeBron's legacy. His legacy has been cemented already just by him winning, just by him doing
I
what.
want to make it clear.
Mm-hmm.
I want to make it clear for just on behalf of my comments. You know, I believe LeBron is top two, top three all time basketball
Mm-hmm.
player. But in Paul Pierce's defense, in Paul Pierce's defense, he just said he don't want to hear that GOAT talk no more. You know, and so that's why I was saying he has a point. If he lose in the first round this year, I'm not talking about LeBron's legacy being tainted.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, but I'm just talking about the quote that like the one that got everybody going when he said, "I just don't want to hear this GOAT talk no more if
Mm-hmm.
they lose in the first round this year." And I'm just saying he got a point when it comes to that. If LeBron loses in the first round, his legacy not tainted or anything, but you can't put him over like Jordan because a lot of people, it's just right there with him and Jordan right now. People
Mm-hmm.
don't really talk about Magic, Wilt, and Kareem in particular.
Right. Right.
And you can throw Bird in there too. Just what he did, out
Mm-hmm.
of that whole career is when you think about everything when it comes all together. So for him to lose this year in the first round, man, how can you put him over a 6-0 Mike and a 3-9 LeBron
I would. I
not even
mean,
not even that it
I
wouldn't even be
wouldn't.
3-9 because he
I wouldn't. I
right.
wouldn't. I wouldn't. Even if they won the championship this year, I still wouldn't put him. In my opinion, I still wouldn't put him over Mike. But
See,
I
if he
also.
win one this year, that might be 3 championships with 3 different teams.
But
The level he did it at
What if
36 years
Kawhi
old.
win? What if Kawhi win? That'll be 3 championships with 3 different teams. Is he gonna be the greatest?
Yeah,
You know,
we talking about
Robert.
LeBron and
We talking about
Kawhi, man.
Robert Ory. We got Robert Ory who won
Come
7
on, man.
championships.
Come on.
You
Yeah,
know
that's
what
what
I
I'm saying.
mean?
That's
I'm saying though, so it's an argument to be had. We can't
I hear you.
we can't take away from Dame either, man. Because
If Kawhi doing what he doing right now at 36, 37, yeah, we can have this conversation. But until then, man, come on.
yeah, I just man, Paul Pierce, man, he's been a hater, man. It was a video I posted of him hating on D Wade. You know what I'm saying? And then Jalen Rose had to bring this man back down to earth to let him know that even in your career, D Wade has had a better career than you, and you hating on him. You
Yeah.
understand what I'm saying? And
Yeah,
and
that's when General got at him. But he felt real humble.
He
After
felt real
Jalen
humble.
Rose
That's what I'm saying.
yeah, he felt real humble after that.
And that's what needs to happen with LeBron. That's what somebody needs to do to him. Let's match up. Since you hating on this man so much, let's match
Yeah,
up these career stats. You played against this man, right?
right.
You teamed up to stop him. You understand what I'm saying? Now, but you blame him for teaming up to stop you when you was the first one to team up with KG and Ray Allen to stop LeBron because you knew he was coming. I mean, it's just a fictitious argument by Paul Pierce, and maybe he's just doing that. I think he's doing it out of pure hate, but maybe he's doing that just to keep his name, relevant. You know,
Let me before we before we switch up on this last take on that issue right there. What's stopping LeBron James from being the undisputed GOAT of all time? It's one thing.
that's it. Michael Jordan,
Undisputed. Like,
Michael
yeah, he's
Michael
the
Jordan,
what's stopping him?
Michael Jordan. That's
Michael
all.
Jordan. Good answer. We,
So that's the only thing that's stopping LeBron right now. And everybody can argue. You can argue 1A, 1B. You know, a B still come out to A. You understand what I'm saying? No matter how you look at it. So if I go 1A, Michael Jordan's 1A. 1B, LeBron. But even if I'm taking notes in the college class, if I put A for
mm-hmm.
A, B is gonna be after A. So
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah, so I'm stuck in between right now when I come into the greatest. I had to relook it, reevaluate it myself because I didn't call
mm-hmm.
LeBron the greatest, especially after he had won a championship in Cleveland.
Yeah.
But it was off emotion.
Emotions, yeah.
I had to step back and I done had to look at it as a whole. Like when we're talking about the greatest basketball player, like it's a lot of things that come into it. So I'm in between on LeBron right now, but him winning it would lead me a little bit farther. But we're
Right.
gonna switch it up, man. We've been on the NBA. It was fun talking about that. But let's talk about the gridiron, man. We got these boys out here
Hold on.
hitting,
We got one more.
staying pants.
We got one more,
We do?
man. Yeah, we got one more
Did I
before
miss one?
let's end this, man, on a good note, man. Today is 8/24, regarded as
Oh,
Mamba Day. Giving respect to the late great Kobe Bryant, man. Just real quick, man. What's one of your greatest moments or greatest memories of Kobe Bryant, man? Just real
definitely,
fast.
man. I think I might have even mentioned it before, but we're gonna go back to the 2000 NBA Finals against the Indiana Pacers and Los Angeles Lakers. Um, Shaq fell out, man, with 36 points, 21 rebounds. So let me give you the backdrop on it. So my favorite basketball player of all time is Reggie Miller.
Okay.
Because this Mamba Day, he deserves it. So I'm gonna give you the whole thing. So my favorite basketball player of all time is Reggie Miller.
Okay.
And then also one of my favorite players of all time is Jalen Rose. They was on that team together. So I was going for the Indiana Pacers the whole time. So imagine the game, the Pacers was down 2-1. The Lakers that came up, they had won the first two games in the series. Indiana had just won the last one. And I just knew it. If Indiana get this game, they might can pull it off. I
Mm-hmm.
see Shaq fall out. Shaq fall out with 2 minutes and 14 seconds left in
Right.
overtime. Um, it's game going back and forth, back and forth. What I seen Kobe do crushed me. As a fan
Mm-hmm.
for my favorite basketball player of all time, I felt Reggie pain, because I seen Reggie the way he lost the mic. I thought this was Reggie
Right.
time. Mike gone now, like this
Right.
this is their time.
Right.
Kobe come down one step in front of the free throw line. He got the match he wanted. Um, they tried to come up with the pick. He called it away because he had Mark Jackson on him. Two step, boom, step back, boom, jump. I thought it was a three, it was a 2-point. Okay, we still can now. We come down. I think Rose go to the line. Pacers down one. Kobe come back down next possession. Top of the key. They come up, try to call a pickup. No, I got Mark Jackson on me. Take it to the top of the key, step inside the line. Boom, hit another
Boom.
one. I was like, oh my God, they can't stop it. He's like, y'all, I got this. Calm down, I got this. Remember, the last time we seen Kobe in the playoffs, he was shooting air balls.
Yeah.
So, so
Mm-hmm.
he getting it in. The next possession down, Indiana ball. Jalen Rose on the side wing, take a shot. Ball come off. Miss, they get it back. Kobe, boom, throw that jump. Defensive thing. He stopped it. But anyway, it was a foul on the other play from that. They come back, they tied up. Lakers come down. Brian Shaw take a bad shot. Kobe come up, catch it, tip it back in from the.
Mm.
He jumped from under the goal, caught the ball, and threw it back. You know,
Done.
it would have. It did after that. It was just over. But I will
Mm-hmm.
always remember that moment, and that's one of the greatest moments. That was before Black Mamba. That was one of
Mm-hmm.
the greatest moments that I will ever remember with Kobe Bryant having the performance that he put on to put the team on his back during that time. They was in Indiana.
Mm-hmm.
Reggie Miller was on fire. Jalen Rose was on fire. Rick Smith was giving Shaq the business. And Shaq had fired out. And so that's
Yeah.
my greatest memory of Kobe Bryant. It was spectacular.
Wow. That's good, man. Good. You remember that, man? Like that was yesterday, man. Like that
Absolutely,
was
man.
yesterday, man. I got so many Kobe moments, man, that I really appreciate from him. Just his attitude and the way he approached the game, man. One was 2001 finals against the Sixers, man. When him and Allen game one, when him and Allen
Right.
Iverson had words, and I believe it was overtime, and there was like, he was like, all right, we're
Yeah.
gonna see who gonna win this game. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That was one, but the one I like, man, it was in practice, man. They showed a clip of Kobe being in practice with his team, and he was just telling his
Mm-hmm.
teammates, man, like, yo, man, y'all can't do nothing for me, man. You know, what y'all here for? I didn't pressured Jeremy Lin into this bad shot, and he was just talking trash to his teammates, and I don't think it was any ill will towards his teammates. You know what I'm saying? Like he told Mitch, he was like, man, I'm here to practice to get better, man. These guys ain't doing nothing for me, and I'm just
They
like,
softened.
man,
That was they softened. What was that? They softened tissue.
yeah,
Was that
soft as Charmin.
was that
Yes,
time?
yeah, yeah. When he was saying,
Soft Charmin. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
I was like, man, this guy. Like I said, I don't think it was no ill will. I just think he was just trying to galvanize his teammates, man. And the proclivity of you know those comments is just for his love of the game of basketball. You know what I'm saying? Trying to
Right.
get them guys to like, we losing, man, and I want to win. You know what I mean? This is the winning mentality. You know what I mean? And I think after that practice, man,
Yeah.
they came out and won like 5 or 6 straight. So there's moments like that,
Right.
man. Moments like that, man, you can always appreciate, man. You know.
It's definitely a lot out. It's definitely a lot, man. He definitely um gave us a blueprint, man, how to be a winner at life.
That's
So
right. That's right.
all right, all right, H to Kobe Bryant, man.
That's right,
Always and
Mike.
forever, man.
Kobe different,
Mamba
man.
live.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, he
Yes, sir.
different. We're gonna switch it up into the gridiron, man. Like I was saying, like I got excited before this. We got the NFL training camps going on. We less than 2 weeks away from kickoff.
Mm-hmm.
No, not 2 weeks ago. It's about 2 weeks away from kickoff. Um, we can't wait. So we're gonna get into some training camp news, man. We're gonna go up to Minnesota. We're running back Delvin Cook. Cook is cooking that training camp. He wants some new contracts and talks has broken off. Do you believe a holdout is warranted?
Yep, I do. I believe a holdout is warranted, man. What if he go in there and get hurt, man? I don't even think he should be practicing for real. That's just me. Uh, like I said, what if he get hurt? What was dude name in Dallas, man? Dude in Dallas got hurt and they cut him. He was playing, doing I forgot his name, man. But anyway, he was playing and he was playing on good faith. Started training camp, messed up his
Jerry
knee.
McCoy?
Was it Jerry
Jerry McCoy?
McCoy? Yeah, I think it
Yeah, yeah,
was.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. He playing on good faith. They was talking about they were gonna sign him. They're gonna take care of him. He injured his knee. They cut him. You know what I'm saying? So we getting to a point now, man, where you got to be more business oriented with sports, especially sports like football. With
Right.
non-guaranteed contracts, you got to take care of yourself. You got to bet on yourself. You got to be more. Got to be more selfish. I think you definitely got to be more selfish, man. So I would definitely be sitting out, man, until I get that new contract. Yep, that's right, Mike Payne.
Yeah, it wouldn't be pay him. It wouldn't be no way I step on that field, man. You got to be kidding me. They paying
Yep.
him a little bit over $1 million this season.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't no way I touch that field too. Like
No.
I just sit it out, just sweat it out. You know, like sit it out,
Yeah.
COVID it, you know.
Yep. That's it. That's it.
Like if you, but you, it's past the deadline, so he can't do that. He can't COVID it. But I definitely wouldn't be going at training camp. I wouldn't play this year until it's a contract. Period.
To the contract,
Le'Veon
man.
Bell.
That's right. That's right. That's right. So, man, stand with football, man. We're gonna go to up to New England, man. Bill Belichick got Cam Newton and Jared Stidham as co-starters. However, it's being said in camp that Cam is taking a vocal leadership role at practice, in the film room, and in the weight room, being the first one to show up, last one to leave. Do you believe that Cam is taking the lead, man? Do you think that these guys gonna follow Cam, man?
Man, it's a unique situation. It's just a lot of training camp talk. It's a lot of hush talk. But Cam Newton gonna be the starter week 1. Period.
Mm. Yeah,
That's
I definitely believe that.
period.
Definitely believe that, man. I
Yeah.
think that he came in with the premise that I'm the man. You know what I mean? And if one of
Yeah.
these guys gonna take this from me, they're gonna have to outwork me. You know what I mean? In every aspect of football, and that's like I said,
Right.
the weight room, the on the field, my voice. You know, they're gonna have to
Right.
out talk me, outplay me, outpass me. You know, even they
Yeah.
even said that he taking Julian Edelman on the side and running routes with him just to get his timing down. You know what I mean?
Right.
So definitely Cam, week 1 starter. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
No doubt. No doubt. No doubt. Yeah. But Stidham gonna have a chance, man. I do want to say that they really like the kid a lot. He got an injury right now that's gonna put him back. Um, it kind of the timing of it is like kind of perfect for Cam Newton, actually, like so.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I definitely gonna think he's gonna be the everything we hearing out of camp, man, from his teammates. He's gonna be day one starter.
Yeah. So Mike said, can he
Uh,
be accurate enough to run the offense? I think so.
absolutely,
I think
absolutely.
so.
Before he got hurt, he was.
Yeah.
People forget about Cam MVP season. He
Yeah.
wasn't just running
Yep.
the ball.
Yep. That's right. That's right.
He
That's
wasn't
right.
just running the ball.
That's right.
So yeah, people forget. We're gonna keep it in the NFL. We're gonna move up to Baltimore, and whew, what's going on in Baltimore right now? Raven was considering releasing safety Earl Thomas. They ended up releasing safety Earl Thomas. Is there a market out there for Earl Thomas? And what type of market might you see? What you've been hearing about teams? And is he working on like his last chance in the league right now?
Um, I think there's a market out there for him. You know, I definitely think that, I think me and you can both agree that he want to go to Dallas. It's just a matter of Dallas want to sign him. And bring that media spectacle, to out to Dallas with everything that's going on out there. But wherever he go, I think this is his last chance in the league, man. I think this is his last chance. Kind of like what they give you on the job, man. When you get in trouble, they
Right.
give you that last chance agreement. I think that this is what he on right now, man. His last chance
So
agreement.
let me ask you something else. So from what you heard, what happened with the incident with him at practice? Can you elaborate on that? Like what did you hear from your point
Man,
of view? What
so
you think about
so
that?
so what I heard was him and the guy got into it on a play. On one of the plays, they just got into it, had some words. I mean, that's just normal. That's normal. That's normal football. That's practice. You understand what I'm saying? To get into it with your that happened in high school.
So
But
actually, that's not what happened. He sucker punched his teammate.
ah,
So what happened was they was running the 2 minute offense, and the defense gave up a touchdown. But the reason they gave up a touchdown was because um, who we talking about? I lost my train of thought. Earl Thomas,
Tommy.
he blitzed when he was supposed to drop in the zone, and they threw it right over Ray Blitz to, and they scored a touchdown to end out the practice. You know what I'm saying? So the defense was mad when they came over there. So as Clark, their starting safety, was over there talking with the teammates and everything about, he didn't come over there. He sucker
Mm,
punched him. So as a teammate, when you see something like that happen as a teammate, and we could think about when Geno Davis and the other guy, when he broke
yeah.
his jaw.
Yeah.
So or Geno Smith, what was Geno Smith?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, Geno Smith. So it was an incident like that. So he sucker punched this guy. Like you could, like a grown man, a football player, like
Yeah.
how athletic and strong you is, just catch somebody. You can really injure and hurt somebody.
Oh
So
yeah, for sure.
that was the thing. And so you think about it, he just had something that went on with his girlfriend in the summertime. Um,
Him and
when
his
we seen him
brother.
leaving Seattle, yeah, him and his brother, yeah. So I mean, it's concerned. Is it a point? I mean, when he was leaving Seattle, you seen him giving Carroll the finger
Yeah.
off that, cussing him out in a rage. So is it time for someone to be in this corner, like his family or somebody to step in and be like, look, man, like your life is kind of spiraling, man. It's a little
Right.
bit more than football right now, man.
Right.
It's a little bit
Right.
more than football.
Hey,
Um,
man, just from that, man, man, you hurting somewhere, man.
yeah,
You
yeah,
hurting. It's something that it's an underlying issue, man. That's just some, for you to go over and sucker punch somebody, man. That's
right.
some that's some for lack of better terms right now. That's some real female stuff right now, man. No disrespect to the women,
Yeah,
you know what I mean, but that's some
right.
female stuff. To do that, man.
Yeah,
So I can't get with that, man. I can't get with no man that do that. You
yeah,
you,
yeah.
you sneak up on the side of somebody. Even when dude did that to Geno Smith, man, it's like, yo, man,
Right.
if you gonna put on,
Yeah,
let's get in the ring. Let's put on the gloves, man. You
yeah,
know
yeah,
what
yeah.
I'm
Let's
saying?
yeah,
Let's put on the gloves, man. I think they was doing that with um, back in the day, man, with Rajon Rondo and Ray Allen. They was bringing the gloves to the gym, man, because they wanted to trade Rajon Rondo and
mhm.
Paul Pierce.
Oh yeah,
Paul
yeah.
Pierce, Paul Pierce and Kevin Garnett didn't want to do it, but Ray Allen was like, "Yeah, man, let's pull the trigger, Rajon Rondo for Chris Paul." And it was like,
Hmm.
man, they had to bring the gloves to the gym almost every day for them guys to hash it
Yeah, duke
out.
it out.
But if
Yeah,
that's what you got to do, that's what you got to do, man. You
right,
understand what I'm saying? In the boxing gym, everybody don't get along. Somebody might get the best of
right.
somebody in sparring. But guess what? If you want to go another round to prove yourself,
Let's,
then let's
let's go.
let's do it. You know what I'm saying? But you're
Yeah.
not gonna sucker punch nobody. Then you're gonna have everybody in the gym on you. You know what I'm saying? Everybody in the gym gonna be trying to knock your block off. You know what I'm
Hold on
saying?
one second.
Yep.
Hold on one second.
Yep.
Hey, go
That's
downstairs.
right, Mike.
All right.
Yeah, man. You can't do that, man. You can't sucker punch somebody, man. That's not nah. Nah. So
I agree
so
with you,
that
man.
so that so that's good. That's good. They kind of detrimental to the team. Let's get them out of here, man.
All right. I'm gonna go on to this, man. I just want to throw this in real quick. I call this going for the gusto, man. Sometimes I'm gonna try to bring up like bets we hear about, or if
Mm-hmm.
I just feel like something that you could win some money on, I'm gonna give you a spread from here and now.
Yep.
Um, but check this out. Las Vegas Sportsbooks reported that a Cincinnati Bengals fan placed a 5,000 bet on the Bengals to make the playoffs and having the number one seed at 400 to 1 odds. His payout would be $1.2 million. Is
Mm.
this a good bet? Nah.
Man, yeah,
Do
that's a good bet, man.
That's a
If,
good
man,
bet,
listen,
yeah.
man, listen. If you got 5,000, man, to you spend five to make 1.2. You
Hmm.
got confidence on your team. If you got to despair, I'll make that bet. I mean,
Yeah,
people make.
absolutely.
I mean, you got 400 to 1 odds. I'm betting five
Yeah,
thousand to win 1.2 million. Yeah, I'm making that bet, man. Definitely. But for them to get the number one seed and win the division, I'll make that bet if I got it.
yeah,
You know,
yeah.
if I
That's
got it,
whoo,
that's a
whoo.
good bet.
That's a good bet. 5,000 for 1.2 million. But at the same time, I look at it, it's like he's throwing away 5,000. But I'm pretty sure if he betting 5,000, he ain't worried about it.
Yeah, he ain't worried about it. He got some type of
Yeah,
Roth IRA or some money somewhere that's working for him. You know what I'm saying? Some money somewhere
yeah.
working for him if he putting 5,000, on those type of odds, man. So hey, all
Right.
right, man. So keeping with the NFL, man. The ceilings and the floors for all 32 NFL teams in 2020, and how they get there. Every NFL season has surprises, and never more so than this 2020 campaign. But we typically have a good idea how each team will perform, as we said in the past, and we gave our gave our picks for the season or where they would be. So we've turned to ESPN, the Football Power Index, to determine just how good or how bad all 32 NFL teams could be this year. Which teams per division do you see reaching their ceiling and will reach rock bottom, which is considered the floor? So we're gonna start with the AFC East, and we're gonna give the ceiling, which is the win loss record, the highest wins that they can have versus the worst losses they're gonna have, and the floor is gonna be the lowest wins they can have versus the highest loss they can have. So we'll start with the AFC East, and let's hear what you pick. What you would pick with them, man. The Buffalo Bills, their ceiling is 11-5. The floor is 6-10. Miami Dolphins, the ceiling is 8-8, and the floor is 4-12. The Patriots, the ceiling is 11-5. The floor is 6-10. The Jets, their ceiling is 9-7, and the floor is 4-12. What do you see with that?
You know what? I can see the Buffalo Bills reaching that ceiling at 11-5. I expect them to get up to 12 games and actually winning that division that year. So I
Mm-hmm.
think that
Yep.
Buffalo definitely will reach that ceiling. The team that I think that will hit the floor is the Jets, man. I just see all the makings of 4-12 all over the New York
Yeah.
Jets this season.
Yep.
What about you?
I totally agree with that, man. I definitely before let me say this, man. Before New England signed Cam, I had New England hitting the floor at 6-10. All right.
Right.
But now I got their ceiling at 11-5. But I definitely think that Buffalo, this is Buffalo's year to win that division. All right. So like you said, they can definitely go win 12, go 12-4. And the Jets, man, they might not even win 4 games, man. Just to be
Right.
honest, just to be honest. So definitely see them hitting the floor at 4-12. I think the Dolphins ceiling might be 8-8.
All right. So we're gonna go to the AFC North, and I'm glad that I'm asking you this question first. Um, I'm just gonna get right to it. The Baltimore Ravens ceiling is at 13-3. Their floor is 9-7. The Cincinnati Bengals is at 8-8 for their ceiling. Their floor is 3-13. The Cleveland Browns ceiling is at 11-5. Their floor is 6-10. The Pittsburgh Steelers ceiling is at 11-5, and their floor is at 6-10. Let me hear
I think this is way off. When I first saw that, man, I was like, man, this is way off, man. I don't
it.
see, I don't, I don't see, I don't see.
I hear you,
Uh,
Mike.
yeah, Mike said that Buffalo sitting out, they corner sitting out. Got you. The Browns in the playoffs. I totally agree with that. Baltimore, I don't see them going 13-3 this year. I see them. They selling being more so 11-5, just because the book is out on Lamar Jackson now. So I don't see him doing exactly or being as effective as he was last year um, with that run game. So I think teams gonna make him drop back and pass a little bit more, and he's gonna have to prove himself. So I definitely more see they ceiling as 11-5. The Bengals,
Mm-hmm.
I can definitely see them going 8-8 as they ceiling. Definitely can see even with Joe Burrow, they coming in with a good offense. Joe Burrow been in the lab, since he got drafted. I think I can see them going 8-8. The
Right.
Browns, the Browns, I'm gonna go. I'm definitely gonna go with 10-6 for the Browns. Right. Just on the strength of Baker struggling in camp right now, so I think our ceiling can be 10-6, but we still make the playoffs. Right. We don't. I think I got Baltimore winning the division. I know I
Yeah.
changed, but now I got Baltimore winning the division at 11-5. The Steelers, I think they're gonna hit the floor, man. 5-11, maybe if that. 6-10, I give them that. I give them 6-10. What about
So
you?
so you so who's gonna reach that ceiling?
I think that
Cincinnati. You
I
said
think
Cincinnati,
Cincinnati gonna reach their ceiling. Yep.
and then who gonna hit the floor?
Pittsburgh.
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 Okay.
Yeah.
I definitely see the Browns reaching their ceiling, 11-5. Um, being a homer, but I definitely don't see Cincinnati being 8-8. I don't see them being 3-13. I definitely don't be them 8-8. It's just like I by default I'm picking the Steelers, but I don't think the Steelers is gonna be 6-10. It's gonna be a dog fight in the AFC North.
Oh yeah, I agree. I
Um,
agree with that. I can agree with that.
it's gonna be a dog fight. So that's where I put it at. Let's move on.
That's one of the AFC South, man. You got the Texans with their ceiling at 10-6. The floor is 5-11. The Colts ceiling is 11-5. The floor is 6-10. The Jaguars ceiling is 7-9. The floor is 3-13. The Titans have their ceiling marked at 11-5, with the floor being marked at 6-10. What do you see?
The Colts will be 11-5, 12-4, right around there. You know what? I see the Titans, man, falling to 6-10, man. I want to
Okay.
say that Houston's. I want to say Houston's gonna fall off, but I just feel like Deshaun Watson, his teammates play for him, and
Mm,
when you got teammates that play for you, play hard, you're gonna be competitive. So that's gonna
okay.
give them an advantage.
Gotcha.
Um, Tennessee, I just feel like they take a step back. I feel like the way they played football, like the physicality that they played with this past season, and the way they ran the ball, and like people not seeing Ryan Tannehill with that personnel and that offense, it
Mm-hmm.
just take a minute to catch up with it. It's like, okay, if you want to run the ball like that, okay, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna put 8-9 up in here, and we're gonna make you throw that ball. And you have to beat us like that. And
Right. Right.
when it comes to that division, he's playing against three defenses that's gonna have even with Jacksonville with their young players, their defense still is gonna be somewhat solid. Um, they're gonna be able to play. They're gonna be able to cover receivers and things like that. So Indianapolis reached the ceiling. Titans they hit the floor.
Whoo! I'm actually, man. I think the
Horrible
Texans is.
trade by Houston, definitely.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. I was just gonna say that, man. So I'm gonna go with. I know what you said about Deshaun Watson, uh, but I think that the Texans definitely gonna hit the floor at 5-11. I like the Colts reaching their ceiling at 11-5. Jaguars, they're gonna hit the floor if they win a game. But the ceiling for the Titans, I think the Titans is going. It was going on, Tara. Definitely.
You calling it? 0-16? You calling it?
I'm definitely, man. The 1-15
You
if they win a
calling
game. If they win a game, man. If they win a
it?
game. But
All right, now.
I like the Titans, man. I like the Titans to hit their ceiling as well, man.
All right, man. We're gonna take it out to the west. We're going to the west side. AFC West, we got Denver Broncos. They can reach that ceiling at 6-10. Their floor is 5-11. We got the Kansas City Chiefs, 13-3, floor 9-7. The Las Vegas Raiders. I gotta get used to saying that. The Las
Right.
Vegas
Right.
Raiders, 9-7 for their ceiling. The floor 5-11. Los Angeles Chargers, ceiling 6. I mean 10-6, and their floor is 5-11. What you
Mm-hmm.
thinking?
Um, Man, this is actually, man, kind of the worst division I think in football right now outside of the Kansas City Chiefs. I think the Kansas City Chiefs don't definitely hit their ceiling at 13-3. I just honestly, man, if another team goes 16-0, it's gonna be the Kansas City Chiefs, right? That's just my opinion. If another team going 16-0, it's definitely gonna be this Kansas City Chiefs team. I think the Raiders will hit their ceiling at 9-7. The Broncos gonna fall to the floor, and the Chargers gonna fall to the floor as well. What
Chargers,
you
yeah, I see
think?
that happening. Um, it's hard not to say Kansas City Chiefs is not going to hit their floor. I mean, hit their ceiling. So
Mm-hmm.
13-3. Mm, yeah, I see the Chiefs making that. They
Right.
can hit their ceiling. They're going to hit their ceiling. But who going to hit the floor in this division, man? The Broncos is going to be a lot better than what people think. If they can get any consistency out of their quarterback play, they got some playmakers on the outside that can run the football. They just brought in Melvin Gordon to add with
Right.
what's the guy named the running back from Colorado? They start running back. Somebody help me out. Lindsey.
Yeah. There you go.
Lindsey.
There
Lindsey.
you go.
So their defense, Fangio, his defense gonna be there. They're gonna be competitive. So the Broncos is gonna be one of them teams. They got Judy, boy.
Mm.
They gonna be one of them teams, man. that's going to be a lot better. But I don't see him winning 10 games, and I don't see him losing 5-11. We got the Raiders 9-7, 5-11. They could have some problems at quarterback, man, and that could stunt their growth, man. I could see them hitting the floor.
Right. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I think the Chargers are going to be somewhere in the middle. It just depends on who be that quarterback too. The Raiders and Chargers is the quarterback play.
So
All of them actually.
Mike was saying that he out if he's Deshaun Watson. I don't blame him. He said he liked Carr on the Raiders. You know.
SpongeBob out.
Right. Tara said, "What's really happening?" Tara, I don't even think you watch football.
What's up, Tara? How you doing?
You don't even watch football.
Check in with us. Who your team? Who you like? Who winning it this year?
Mike says you sleeping on Carr.
Do the time restraints, man. We're gonna
Let's keep
do
going.
The NFC next episode.
Okay.
I want to get into this extra talk all about it.
Yes, sir.
I got something for you too. We're gonna talk about Tyson Fury, Floyd Mayweather, De La Hoya, amongst a few things, and I got a few questions to ask you.
Okay.
Just about this boxing thing. So Tyson Fury finally responded to Floyd Mayweather's offer to train Deontay Wilder. He responded at Floyd Mayweather, "No matter what you teach him, I would smash him." Followed with a wink emoji.
Right.
He hollering. The heavyweight division remains an interesting prospect with Anthony Joshua, Fury, and Wilder all claiming to have #1 status. Joshua, his fight just got canceled, right? Pulev, is that
Polepkin just knocked out Dylan White on Saturday.
Say what now?
I said Povetkin.
Is that how you pronounce it?
Yeah, Povetkin. Povetkin. Yeah.
Okay.
He just knocked out Dylan White on Saturday. Yeah.
Okay.
Fifth round
knockout.
No,
I'm talking about who Joshua was supposed to fight. Before I was gonna get to that one.
Okay.
The upset. That's an upset.
I mean, I forgot who Joshua was about to fight, man. I wasn't even. I wanted Joshua to fight Povetkin or Dylan White, but they wound up fighting each other. Yeah, Mike. Mean uppercut. That was a mean uppercut, Mike.
Yeah, it was.
He clean.
So with Dylan White, coming with the upset, was he supposed to fight the winner of Wilder and Fury?
Yeah, I think. Yeah, so if I was him, I would have held out because Povetkin just won the interim WBC title with that knockout, right? Povetkin, he got the boxing skills that I think that Wilder needs. You understand what I'm saying? Wilder needs that he needs that style that these Europeans got. You know what I mean? So what's happening, in my opinion, what's happening is these foreigners, these guys overseas, these Russians, these Germans, these Englishmen, they're actually taking the time to learn the sport of boxing. They actually becoming technicians, right?
Right.
These guys over here in America, it's less teachers over here now. You got more trainers than you got teachers, and it's a big difference, right? You can get somebody to train you, you know what I mean, at any time, right?
Okay. Let me ask you this real quick.
Go ahead.
So, getting back to Tyson Fury and his comments on that. Do you think Wilder can beat Fury? I mean, from watching the last fight, we know it's 1-1. But from this last fight, how dominant Fury was in that fight, Wilder even have a chance in this next fight, regardless of who trained him?
No, I don't think so, because he got a puncher's chance. He definitely got a puncher's chance. I didn't, man, be honest with you, from a boxing standpoint, man, I don't even think Wilder didn't even win that first fight. Wilder got beat up in that first fight, right? That knockdown, everybody going off of that knockdown. Wilder didn't win that first fight. Tyson Fury up 2-0 on Wilder. Tyson Fury just came in and
you're not the first person I heard say that too.
Man, Tyson Fury came in that second fight and just beat him up and showed him who was the boss. You know what I'm saying? Right. So that's just my opinion. Everybody talk about Wilder, man. No disrespect to him. He's a heavyweight champion. But as far as boxing skill, he has no boxing skill, right? He has no boxing skill. They padded his record, and this is just being honest. They padded his record. He had about 35 amateur fights, I believe it is. 35
Mm-hmm.
amateur fights. They padded his record. He got puncher's power, and that's how he's been winning his fights. So, as far as a technician like Tyson Fury, who can actually box, stick and move, Wilder is not beating him.
Right.
Only person that I see with the skill to beat Tyson Fury is Anthony Joshua.
Joshua.
A lot of people get Anthony Joshua flack saying that he's not a real champion. That's crap, man. If you know the sport of boxing, you know that Anthony Joshua got the skill to pay the bills, man.
So let me ask you this: what are you hearing through the wind right now about Deontay Wilder and his training? Have you been in the
That,
gym?
yeah, he been in the gym. He definitely
Is,
been in the gym. I done heard that he's definitely been in the gym. He's definitely working on his craft. He definitely got something to prove. So he's just working. He been working ever since the knockout, man. He got back in the gym. I think they say he took a week off, to get his mind right. But he back in the gym, and you notice he been quiet. He been real quiet.
yeah,
So,
because he
uh,
got humbled. I'll be quiet too after
yeah,
I get it back.
yeah. And guess what? And
It
guess
was
what?
good.
Guess what, man? He can put in all that work, man. But he got a puncher's chance. But as far as skill level, I think we're gonna see the same result. Same result with Tyson Fury. You know, I think we're gonna see
I
the
want
same
to.
result.
So to end this out, man, tell me about Oscar De La Hoya, him coming back. I know we talked about him in the last show. You were saying that he didn't get the respect that he got as a fighter coming through when we talk about the great fighters.
Hmm.
Um, um, this whole thing, who you gonna come back and fight? One thing, what you're hearing about that, and just what is your opinion just on him coming back fight, and all these older boxers coming back, kind of trying to recatch that moment.
Man, you know what's crazy,
Is it good for
man?
boxing?
What's crazy, man? I'm gonna tell you something, man. What's And what I tell young guys, even when I tell my sons, guys that I might train with, as long as I got it up here, I'ma still take it to you. You know what I mean? You might be faster than me, you might
Mm-hmm.
be you might be quicker than me, but as long as I got it up here, I'll beat you, right? And that's
Mm-hmm.
all this time that De La Hoya has taken off. It could be beneficial to him. So he can get in there. He probably can get in there with a Gennady Golovkin. You know what I'm saying? Who's fragile right now after taking that loss to Canelo, and he probably could
Mm-hmm.
give. He probably could give Gennady Golovkin a fight. You know what I'm saying? But that time off do him some good. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with Floyd Mayweather. That time off, Floyd's still in the
You
gym
think
working.
you said so? You saying De La Hoya can come in right now and get in the ring with Triple G,
I think so.
and
Absolutely,
it be a competitive fight?
absolutely. I think absolutely.
Oh no! Oh
Absolutely, man.
no!
Listen, age, man. Look, when it come
I
to
would like to see
boxing,
it.
man.
I would like to see it. I would like to see it.
When it come to boxing, man, you will be surprised, man. You will be surprised. I done seen
I mean,
63-year-old men.
We seen Foreman come back and win the heavyweight title at
Yeah,
53. So
53.
I mean,
Yeah,
anything's possible.
yeah, man. So boxing is and some people say De La Hoya crazy, man. Dana White saying that cocaine is a hell of a drug for De La Hoya to come back. And I just, man, like I said, man, like I said before, De La Hoya never got the respect that he deserved as a champion. He he beat up Felix Trinidad. You know what I'm saying? Oscar definitely was a
That
technician.
was that kind of ruined Trinidad career too. When you think about it, I think it was what 2 fights after that when he fought
Mm,
Bernard Hopkins, and Bernard
yeah,
Hopkins hurt him.
then the Bernard Hopkins,
So
and I think that's the fight that's when De La Hoya should have fought Bernard. When
yeah, yeah,
Felix
definitely,
when
definitely.
Felix Trinidad when he gave Felix Trinidad a boxing lesson, right?
Yeah, he did.
He dogged Trinidad, and they gave Trinidad
Yeah,
that win. Then they boosted Trinidad up because of Don King, put him in the ring, and he got murdered by Bernard Hopkins. That's that fight that De La Hoya should have been taking, right?
yeah,
That's the
yeah,
fight De
definitely,
La Hoya should have been taking, man. De La
definitely.
Hoya, I've never seen nobody like De La Hoya, man. De La Hoya was fighting Sweet Pea. You know what I'm saying? When Sweet Pea was the truth, Pernell Whitaker,
He fought.
God,
Yeah, he
God
fought
rest his
all of them. He
soul.
fought everybody. Everybody who was known. He fought. He went through the. Now, this something that I do
Mm-hmm.
know about De La Hoya. He fought everybody. Everybody who was something during that time, during his weight class, like he fought them. He didn't. He didn't dodge no fight. He didn't run for no fights. And like he was a champion, like you said. I can't say that about Oscar De La Hoya.
For only person that really in De La Hoya's prime, only person that really beat him when everybody was going at it was Shane Mosley. Shane Mosley decisively beat De La
Right.
Hoya, but that's when they said that Shane was
Right.
on something too. Shane was throwing them elbows, and they said Shane was juiced up. Um, no, for real. They
Yeah.
said
Yeah. Yeah.
Shane
Yeah.
Shane was juiced up. But De La Hoya, man, De La Hoya was the truth, man. And when he fought B Hop, he fought B Hop too late. B Hop was way bigger than him. You know what I mean? He
Yeah.
shouldn't have been fighting B
Yeah.
Hop at that time. So B Hop was like walking around at like 190, cutting
Yeah.
down, cutting
And he
down.
was. Yeah. Yeah. He
So
was. He was
you
cut.
know,
Yeah.
uh,
Man, that's a
that
good show, man.
yeah, man. So, but next
Well,
week,
thank
man.
everybody. Yeah, everybody say just I want to thank everybody for tuning in. Everybody chirping in.
Oh,
Mike,
Mike,
see you,
Mike,
man.
man. We ain't gonna get into Floyd. Not today, brother. Not today, man. Not today.
Yeah, we'll be on here all night messing with him. But definitely, man, we're gonna get back at y'all next week. We'll let you know what platform we're gonna be at. Shout out to my co-host, the Guru. I'm the chef, and we out for the night.
All right, man. Appreciate y'all. Next week.
Next week.